Welcome back, everybody, to the daily show where we discuss and do technical analysis on big mega cap stocks. So, before we get started, please smash that like button, and 100 plus likes on this video would be greatly appreciated, guys. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. Now, if you want to support the channel and get my daily trade ideas, my swing trade ideas, live trading, and all kinds of setups, definitely check out their link down below in the description for Patreon. And now let's get right into it, guys. On Meta, it's up 1.75%. So Meta definitely getting that breakout on Friday, but we do need more confirmation going into Monday and this upcoming week. Definitely did close over this blue line on your screen, 5-day moving average, which is sitting right here at 591. So that's going to be a key level to watch. If we come back here on Meta, that has to hold. If not, we could be coming back and making a new low and going down and retesting lower Bollinger Band, which is sitting at 562. Now to the upside, I would be more bullish if this thing breaks and holds over 600. In that case, you're going to see a move up to 606.55 and over that 614 to even 625 and then 638. On AMD, it was down 0.65%. So AMD, if you look at my screen, I mean, we're not going down in a big way. There is support now at 105.58, blue line on your screen, 5-day moving average. That's going to be your line in the sand for Monday session. And if that gives up, we might be coming back to close this gap right here at 101 right here, which can act as a strong support gap full reversal. Now to the upside, as long as AMD is over 105.58, this thing can push up to 110, and once we get over that level, we can talk about potentially more upside on AMD, but we're not just there yet on AMD stock. The Microsoft, it was up Friday over 1%, and we saw that late push later in the day. And yes, it came in with some high volume, and I like that here. But again, we're not out of the woods yet, and this is just a bear flag consolidation here. And the good thing here that we closed over 20-day moving average, 390, and the support level here. So 390, your key line in the sand. Below that, going into Monday session, 387.68, 384, and then 380. Now 390 can hold. Then, I mean, this could be where Microsoft finds a bottom. We saw that before. Even with this candle, we got no follow through, and now we got a bullish engulfing candle. So I would like to see some follow through, holding over 390 and possibly making a move up to 400. That would be more bullish. Other than that, I mean, it's just a dead cat bounce within this bear flag, so nothing really like extremely bullish about it except the volume we got on Friday. On Apple stock, it's up nearly 2% on Friday. Well, what happened on Friday, guys? We got a gap down. Market was pretty much down entire day. And who saved the day? Well, big volume here on Apple stock as well. And this thing going up over $4 on the day and pretty much got close to 220. But if you look at my screen with, grand scheme of things, it's just a bear flag consolidation. We're not out of the woods yet on Apple stock. If this thing breaks over 220, that would be really bullish for a move up to possibly this negative sloping 20-day moving average right here, 228 to even 230. Now, Apple comes back. This support has to hold 215 right here, blue line on your screen, 5-day moving average. Below that, you're going to see a flush down to 207, 202, maybe even flat 200. On Amazon stock, it was up 0.65%. So we saw, a big bounce on a Friday, but again, it's not over 200. So nothing really bullish about this, big bounce. We got some high volume buying on Friday, but let's see how this thing holds up going into Monday session. Your key line in the sand, 195 and then 190. Below that, it's going to come back and retest lower Bollinger Band right here at 187. And then we also have strong support at 184. If this thing can break and hold right here over 197.34, this orange line on your screen, then you're going to see a push up to 200. And that is where make it or break it is going to happen, because if this thing gets over 200, stays over 200, then it can go much, much higher. Until then, remain bearish on Amazon stock. On Google stock, it was up 0.73%. So from 163, it actually made quite a big move. It's not up by that much, but from 163 to 166, that is a $3 move. If you caught it from the bottom, And it looks like, I mean, this thing is definitely not forming a bottom yet. And we're just going back and forth, consolidating. So Google here, guys, going into Monday session, your key line in the sand will be right down here, 165.49. Blue line right here, 5-day moving average, and then 162 to 160. If this thing can stay over 165, then watch out for a move up to 170 and possibly up to this gap 172.25. And this is where it's going to find a lot of resistance right here because of this 20-day, and the gap fill reversal to the downside can also happen. And this could be just a dead cat bounce on Google stock. On Tesla stock, it was up on the other hand, 5.27%. So when Tesla, you get a lot of these bad news, people are burning Tesla dealerships, cars are, put on fire. Musk is getting hated because of, his involvement with Trump and the government. I don't know how people are taking those, and there's a lot of punishment given to Tesla. But this is where, when things are really bad and there's a lot of fear, you go and buy Tesla. And guess what? We bought Tesla and we're just holding, and we're looking to add even more if this thing gets down closer to 200 or below that. Because Tesla, I don't trade Tesla buy here. And right now, everything that I took on Tesla shares, even calls, these are 2026 calls that I took, and just a starter position, nothing big yet. And all of that is green. And if this thing, wants to move higher, well, I'm not gonna add into the strength, but I'm just gonna make money with whatever I got. And that's why, you pick on things when things are really bad for a company, for the owner. You just buy the dip on a big company like Tesla, or even something like Nvidia, Meta, and Google, and all that. All these mega cap stocks, yes, they can go down, but if you wait for the right time, like we did multiple times, and I've been making videos for these guys, for what, 4 or 5 years now. We all know how we do. We buy these dips, people get scared, they get out, and we just hold them until it gets up to a brand new all-time high. And this time, it's not gonna be no different. There's not gonna be a massive, crash that is coming. People are, extremely bearish in the market, and that's why I think even though the market technicals are looking bearish, but how the sentiment is actually working out where people are extremely bearish, and on a stock like Tesla, people are shorting the heck out of it, especially people that are hating Elon. They're selling the shares, getting rid of the cars and doing all that. That can actually backfire, and if that happens, well, this thing will be sitting at 300 in no time. And that's why, in my view, it's a great opportunity to go long here on Tesla. Now, with that being said, key level of support to watch going into Monday session, 244.68, 240, and below that right here at 223. Now, if this thing holds over 240, watch out for continuation up to 258 to 262 to retest 20-day moving average. And at some point, you see this trend line, I have to extend now because of this massive downtrend that is going on Tesla. At some point, guys, I mean, look at this. At some point, it might come up here and retest this trend line because it did it before. You can see it right here, right here. We came close to it, and I think it can get there again before going down further. So Tesla definitely, keep an eye on this stock going into Monday. On Netflix, it was up close to 1%, and you can see it just consolidating inside this bear flag. We also got earnings coming up within just a couple of weeks, so that is something to watch. How they actually play this thing with earnings, and how the stock makes a big move, because last few moves they were pretty big, guys. Huge, huge move to the upside on Netflix on these earnings. Now, yes, we are still inside this bear flag. Top of this bear flag would be right here at 968. If we can get over that, and you can see that also in line with this candle right here, 974 to 968. If we can get over that, we might see a push up to 1000. But if this thing cracks under 936, which is the key line in the sand here, you're going to see a dump off and the continuation to the downside, and the bear flag will play out. It's going to dump down to 904 to 900, and then maybe even coming down at the lower end of this lower Bollinger Band, 866 to 842. On Nvidia stock, I was actually flat on Fed. So despite the market gapping down and recovering at the end of the day, we had OPEX on Friday. Nvidia is pretty much unchanged and still way, way below daily 200 SMA. And if you look at a bull market, I mean, it cannot, be a bull market where Nvidia is trading below daily 200 SMA and making lower highs and lower lows, right? So Nvidia stock, I mean, you can see right here, it's not even getting over 118. We did not hold 118. We're just there, like close to 118, but no big news. Even with that event, Jensen talking about a lot of things with Nvidia did not really help. And I think why that's the case because Jim Cramer is after Nvidia and he thinks we should buy more and more Nvidia, and we all know how that works. That means there might be more downside in the short term unless he turns extremely bearish here on the stock. So he knows something is coming. That's why he made that tweet on X, and we all know how that works. So that is why I'm not trying to go long on Nvidia. If there is a pop, we'll try to short it after earnings. We did short this thing live, and it was fantastic. Wrote it down to this low down here, and I made really good profit. It was over 100% on that play. So Nvidia 118 over that, it's gonna look a little bit better, not bullish, possibly for a move up to 126 to even 128 to retest daily 200 SMA. Under 118, this thing can come down easily down to 107, and from there you can see these targets down here 96, and then it can go much lower. And that's all I have for you guys. I'll definitely keep you updated going into Monday night.